Okay, so we are going to talk about some basics of topology here, or real analysis. And the first thing we are going to talk about is distance, or also known as metric. So here is the idea. How do we measure, or here is the question, how do we measure the distance between the elements of a set? So let's say there's a set X, and A, B, and C are the elements of this set. All right, so the set X can be any set of reals, set of vectors like Rn, set of functions, set of sequences. So consider any three arbitrary elements of this set. And the question is, how close is element A and element B to element C, for example? I mean, which one is closer to C? Is it A? Is it B? How do we determine this? So the answer for this question is pretty intuitive and sort of simple in set of reals, right? For example, when you ask the same question, what is the distance between number 5 and number 15? Well, the answer is simple. The difference between these two numbers and taking the absolute value is going to give you the distance. Well, what's the unit? Well, we don't specify the unit when we talk about the distance between real numbers. It's not miles, it's not kilometers, it's not centimeters. So it's just 10. So this is nevertheless how we measure a distance between any two elements, x minus y. Take the absolute value. So that's going to give you the distance between x and y. Well, okay, but what about R square, all right, meaning a two-dimensional space. So consider the following example. Let's say A is equal to this vector 5 and 2, and B is equal to this vector 2 and 6. So how do we measure the distance between these two vectors? So if you locate them on a two-dimensional space, so this is x, this is y, so this is the positive side of R2. So A, 5, 2, let's say 5 is somewhere here, all right, and 2 is somewhere here. So 5, 2 is going to correspond to a point here. Let's call it A. And B is 2 versus 6. So let's call this is 2, and the 6 is, let's suppose, somewhere here. All right, so this point corresponds to B. So what is the distance between A and B? Well, geometrically, when you look at it, it's like the question is, what is the shortest path from A to B? All right, so you can simply, from your probably a high school geometry or calculus, you sort of know that, well, a line passing through from A to B is going to give you the distance between A and B. But question is, how do you find this? Well, again, from your high school knowledge, you may say, look, I need to calculate this length. I need to calculate this length, and then this is the hypotenuse of this triangle, and so I can calculate the length of the hypotenuse. All right, so what is the length here? Well, first off, this point corresponds to x2, y2, so this is 2, 2 vector. So therefore, the length of this part is 5 minus 2, so it's 3 units. And the length of this part is 6 minus 2, so it's 4 units. So therefore, the length of the hypotenuse is square root of the square of the first part, square of the second part, and then the square root. So if you do the math, you're going to see that the length is equal to 5. All right? So in general, if I have a vector, let's call it A is equal to A1 and A2, and then B is equal to B1 and B2. All right, so what is the distance between, so let's call it D, all right, so distance between two vectors in R square, distance between A and B, well, we define it as A1 minus B1 squared plus A2 minus B2 squared square root. Well, I mean, you don't need to take the absolute value because you're going to take this square anyway, but let's leave it that way. So basically, you are calculating the distance on the x-axis, and then you calculate the distance on the y-axis, and then calculate the hypotenuse. All right, that's the idea of distance. Right, so this is quite familiar. Well, the thing is, this is what we call Euclidean metric. I don't know if you have ever heard of this. All right, so how we measure a distance between two numbers in Rn, this is the metric we use, sort of the way of measuring distance. And so it's called Euclidean metric. But the thing is, in general, in a general set X, what is the difference, distance between 2 points? Well, there is no correct or wrong answer in a sense. And the Euclidean metric is not the only way of measuring distance. There are actually many ways of measuring distance. And in fact, any binary relation D defined over x cross x into R, right? So it's a real valued binary, it's a function, it's a binary relation because it basically measures the distance between 2 points, and both points are coming from the set X itself, and X can be any set, all right? So the thing is, if D satisfies those 4 properties, we call it metric. All right, so what are those properties? Well, the first one is non-negativeness. All right, so the idea is the following. For all AB in the set X, the distance between A and B must be greater than or equal to 0. Right, this is quite intuitive. I mean, what does it mean, distance -7? All right, so we're not talking about direction here. Usually we use negative signs in, for example, real numbers to indicate the direction, right? So are we going in the positive direction or the negative direction, kind of. But here it's a distance. It's like how apart these 2 points are. And so the distance has to be non-negative, all right? So the second property is what we call identification. So according to this property, again, for all A and B in this set X, we must have distance between A and B is equal to 0 if and only if these 2 points are in fact the same. All right? So, well, first of all, it makes perfect sense that when you are looking at a distance from yourself, the distance is 0, right? So therefore, if A is equal to B, well, then the distance must be 0. Well, the identification is, well, whenever the distance is 0, well, you know what? These 2 points must be the same, right? And then 3, symmetry. Well, what does that mean? Well, that means for all A and B in my set X, the distance between A to B must be equal to distance between B to A. All right, so it doesn't matter whether I start my walking from A to B or from B to A, the distance must be the same. So that's also pretty intuitive. And then the final property is triangular inequality. All right, so now I'm not going to take any 2, but 3 alternatives or 3 elements for all A, B, and C in the set of in set X. We have the following: the distance between point A to C must be less than or equal to the distance between point A to B, and then distance from B to C. All right. So again. That's also a pretty intuitive idea because it basically says the following. Hey, look, if you want to walk from point A to C, all right, the shortest distance is directly walking from A to C. If you are planning to make a pit stop somewhere, point B, well, that is not going to shorten the path. It will probably make it longer or maybe the same, but it's not going to make it shorter. All right, so that's what triangular inequality is. So if a distance, if a function, any real valued function like this satisfies those four properties, we call that distance as a distance function as a measure. And then a set X where D is defined on is called as a metric space. All right, so again, any function satisfying those four properties are called metric, and then any a combination X and the distance function D is called metric space. And once again, the set of reals and then the Euclidean metric, the absolute value of distance between 2 points, so this is dot, all right, is a Euclidean metric space, all right? So that's basically the idea of distance and or metric. So we are going to use those concepts to define more complicated concepts like openness, closedness, boundedness.